I will get this done before the end of the season. We have one, two, three, four, five, 6 reviews left to go, and today we are on Bournemouth. Very, very good year out last time for Bournemouth, getting European football exactly what you want. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one last year at times for Bournemouth. I remember points in the season where they were down, down here in the 14th, your 15th, and you start to think, okay, the wheels coming off now. Very much carried by Semenyo at the time, but man, they really turned it around and they leapfrogged themselves into 6th place in the league. I think it's probably the best ever finish ever. I mean, I don't know back to your 1920s and 30s and stuff like that, but certainly this is the best Bournemouth I've ever seen in my life. This is the most competitive Bournemouth I've ever seen in my life, and to be honest, they seem to be going from strength to strength, losing their best assets. They lose their left back, they lose their centre back, and their star right winger. Water under the bridge. They just keep moving on. Lost their manager. We'll see how that goes for next season. But yeah, mate, I'm very excited for Bournemouth. I'm a big fan of the work they've done. The season just gone to ensure that they didn't that the losses that they incurred didn't trip them up almost. They managed to just take it in their stride and keep going, which is a sign of a club that really knows what they're doing. So, yeah, no delay now. Let's get straight into it. This first game of the season was really entertaining. I remember really enjoying watching this game and like, oh yeah, football's back. Semenyo was balling out. Bit of controversy with the handball, and it was proper like first game of the season kind of vibe. They started the season okay. What I'm going to point out early on, a lot of grey within their results. They drew so many games, 18 games they drew. I don't know if you saw it on the table out last time. I think that is the most games drawn last season. 18 draws, only 7 losses. That's better than Liverpool, Villa. It's better than United. That's 2 less losses. There's 2 more losses, should I say, than the league leaders Arsenal. Um, but yeah, that is a big theme throughout the season. They drew a lot of games. It's a decent start here, getting wins against Wolves, Spurs, Brighton, Fulham, Forest, and it all kind of just goes to shit. Um, Losing and drawing lots of games of football. I remember we absolutely slapped them about the park in this game. We were just on absolute flames. Marlon scoring as well, which just feeds my soul in ways that you could never possibly imagine. But games like this, if you score 4 goals against United and you don't win the game, what's going on there? Like it's such a mad thing to happen. Like losing away at Sunderland, fair enough. Home at Everton, man. Everton were not all that last season. They looked good at times. I know they're Grealish at this point still, but come on, man. You've got a this is yeah, he scored the goal, but I mean this is a game in which you look at and you think this is a team in and around us. We can beat this team. A 4-1 loss against Brentford is appalling. Sharda absolutely cooked in this game. I remember that. I think he won Player of the Week from the play in the player podium for that one. But yeah, a really really wretched, torrid November, December, winter really kind of period. And then they switch it around. So all of a sudden, beating Spurs not that difficult. Everyone did it. Um, and they just switch it around. The losses turn into wins. They didn't lose again all season, but again, drawing a lot of games away at Burnley is a real killer. I mean, you saw how close the table was. A result like this could have really tripped them up. I mean, drawing at home to Brentford again, you're at home, 1.92 xg. This is a team you should really be beating. A lot of chances there to win the game, and just nothing come of it. Kelleher getting the man of the match says quite a lot about how that one went. Drawing Leeds again, difficult team to play against. Another draw to United, drawing City, but it's 18 draws in the season. Like, if you look at some of these teams that they've played against here, you think you can beat these. Leeds at home, you can win. Burnley, you can beat. Brentford, you can beat. Um, yeah, West Ham away, it's a winnable game. Brighton were gettable a lot last season. West Ham at home, you've got to be winning that game. A Chelsea team that were very much up and down, you could have picked up a win in either one of these games, really. But again, Burnley, 2 draws to Burnley, that's just poor. Palace 3-3, like, come on, man. It's got a 97th minute penalty. You just got to keep it clean at that point. Nothing stupid. You've scored a last minute winner anyway. But yeah, it's not a bad season by any stretch of the imagination. They've got European football. That is the goal. That is brilliant stuff for a team like Bournemouth. That'll do them like world of good. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 for Bournemouth. Almost lucky that the 18 draws didn't um, impact them in any way. Obviously, you'd rather draw games than lose, but to that extent, there's games in there that are completely winnable, which push you up the table and put you in a Champions League spot. So yeah, it'll be an 8 out of 10 for me for Bournemouth. Good work. Obviously, with Bournemouth, the outgoings are where you're going to start. This here, Zabani, Hoyce, and Kirkes was a big bollock punch to start the season. Um, Honestly, I'm surprised they start the season as well as they did without these three. They had to really adjust to not having those lot in the side. Um, but they did it really well. They replaced really well. Um, yeah, this is a lot of money that they got in. Look at that. They made £310 million off player sales, and then obviously your big one in January, Antoine Semenyo, again replaced really well. Um, yeah, this is they. I mean, I guess all these five players here were not bit part players by any stretch of the imagination. Jaden Anthony had a role to play in the squad. Obviously, went to Burnley for not that much. I didn't really miss him in the end. Dango Watara, I thought that was a very good sale from Bournemouth at the time. They got a lot more than I thought he was worth, but he did have a very good season for Brentford last time out. Kirkes, big left back, big left back, goes to Liverpool. And they replaced him fantastically. Hoyce and Zabani, a double barrel loss there. Gone to Madrid and PSG. Neither of them really shining since leaving, which I think is a bit of an interesting point to notice there. Apologies. And obviously Semenyo had a great second half of the season at Manchester City, made a big difference for them. But if you look at them, the players they've brought in, Ryan as an option on the wing, fantastic. He will not be there by the start of the 27-28 season. They lost Kepa to Arsenal. Petrovic came in. I thought he wasn't too bad. I thought he got a bit of a bad rep at times. I think he actually did quite well as an option there. Um, Ben Doak was a miss. I think that's fair enough to say. Ben Doak didn't get enough game time. He's a good young player. I think will come good eventually, but he didn't get. I mean, he didn't get the chance to show himself off. Diakite, I thought started okay, but really kind of fell out of favour as the season went on. Um, I think there's a good. I think again, there's a player in there. Marco Rose, a new manager. It's a fresh start for the kid. I think I say kid. He's older than me by a long way. But it's a fresh start for the geezer, and I think I think he'll come good. I think he'll have a role to play in Europe. Adley was good when he featured. He wasn't anything special. He didn't really break. He didn't really blow my socks off or anything, but he wasn't too bad. True fair, for me, this is one of the signings of the season. If it's not Xhaka or Shirky, it's True Fair. For £13 million, someone who was 23, not that much older than Kirkes. What a player he's been last season. What a signing he was. I've never heard of Milicevic. Savcevic. Oh, fucking hell. Alex Toth as well didn't really have much of a role to play. Oh dear. Less said about him, the better. Even though he was a very good player last season, much less said about him, the better. But yeah, it's good business overall. They didn't replace as well as I thought they could have in some areas. I think Diakite was a bit of a miss. Obviously, I think he'll come good this season again, but again, not really, not really the best move there. Ryan, fantastic, obviously. Again, Ben Doak, good option off the bench. Showed a few glimpses here or there last season, but needs to really string together some consistent game time for us to get a good idea of what he is as a player. I think there's time for Alphabet Soup and Toth here to break into the team and really leave pardon me, really leave an impact on that side overall. But it's going to be a 6 for Bournemouth for transfers. Really good in some areas, but not great in others. Obviously, had to sell a lot of players, but yeah, I think they could have done a lot worse. Really could have. It's not too bad at all, to be fair. And this season, I think players like Diakite and Ben Doak will have a much more influential role in the side. Starting with the business they've already done, I am such a huge fan. Honestly, I'm a massive fan of some of the work that they've done already this window. Antonio Silva, what a signing that is, by the way. one of the most talked about young centre backs in Europe for a very long time now. 25 million quid to bring him in from Benfica. That's an amazing signing. Alvaro Rodriguez gives a good strike option. I haven't watched much of him play football. Don't really know a lot about the guy, but yeah, I think it's a positive. You know, a young, very tall centre forward, someone that you kind of bring that they kind of bring in, and it's like he kind of pops up from nowhere, the creepy-esque kind of player. Obviously they've signed him, but we move on. Wanlu, amazing signing. I love Wanlu. I think he's one of the best young right backs in the game at the moment. I've used him plenty of time on Football Manager. Just love the geezer to death. Obviously it's FM, so it's like it's not real, but it's real to us, you know. They've teed themselves up really well so far with the business that they've done. I think their squad is extremely well balanced. I think there's not really one area of weakness now in this team. Um, yeah, you look through this. This is a very balanced team. There's a lot of depth. Um, I can't sit here and pick out one weak part of the team. I'll be honest with you. They've signed another striker, obviously with Rodriguez. Three striker options. Then I don't really know where that leaves Evan Nilsson. Obviously, Krupi is out into October, so and when he comes back in October, you've got a bit of thinking to do about what you do with Evan Nilsson. Obviously, Jebinson's not really going to be as much of a feature you wouldn't have thought. Right, Marco Rosa is their manager for the next season. Very decent appointment, I think that is. He's very respected coach. Not that old actually, very young still for a manager in his 40s, which is still baby steps for gaffers anyway. But it feels like he's been around for a lot longer than that. Managed Leipzig, Dortmund, all them boys. But I think this is a good guy to take you forward. A decent young coach with an exciting young team. There's a good project building here. They've signed young, and I mean, look at the ages of some of these players here. There's no one, no. So a lot of the regular features aren't that old really. Even people like Tyler Adams in the prime of their career and Cliver in the prime of their career. There's a really good balance of prime and young in this squad. This can help people, pardon me, people like Ben, Gannon Doak, and Ryan to just develop and kick on and get so much better. It's going to be an 8 for potential for next season for me. I think they've got a really good core here. I don't think there's really many places they need to improve. Um, Pulling at straws, I'm gonna say maybe one more midfielder to play next to Scott, but I don't think that's a desperate need really. I think that's just if you want it, it's their kind of option. But yeah, it's going to be an 8 for me. This is a really good team. It's a very well balanced team, and I think Bournemouth have something really good going for them. This is where they fit in then in the rankings. They are third best in terms of performance, fourth best in terms of transfers, and third in terms of prospects for next season, which puts them at a good 22 out of 30 score. This is it's a good score. It's a very good score. They've got into Europe. They have signed well for the coming season, and I think this is going to be a good year for those down south. I think they will be able to pretty well balance Europe and the league, as I said in my predictions video. But yeah, it's going to be a good year for the Cherries. Thank you very much again for watching, boys. I'm trying to churn these out as fast as I can before the season starts. Have to bear with me just a little bit. Obviously, I had a bit of a mad month off. Did a lot. Got ill, which didn't help. But yeah, do my best, boys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.